Hello everyone. My name is Yulia and today I will be presented a Google Transport add-on service to an existing Google Map application platform. The job we identified to be unsatisfied at this moment of time is to obtain accurate information in real time about public transportation status. We already enjoy real-time tracking on services such as Uber and Lyft, knowing exact when and where the car will show up. It's unbelievably valuable for consumers. The moment of struggle is I'm late to work. Where is my bus? It's not here, but the schedule says it should be here already. Is there any maintenance on the subway line C? I wish I didn't have to wait alone at the cold and dark bus stop. US public transport used to be the world class back up to mid-90s, but since then it falls behind from the rest of the world. Nowadays, most people to opt in to drive themselves using their own vehicle. There are areas I want to focus on based on a moment of struggle. Reliability, making sure users understand where and when the vehicle will arrive. Proper routing and rerouting, choosing the best route based on what's available at this moment of time. Safety, it reduces time wait. Capacity, knowing how many people on the next vehicle, and this will be increasing demand since the new COVID restriction. Lack of technology, looking down the street, analyzing tickets or street maps. Now you will be able to do it from the palm of your hands. People struggle with public transportation daily for several reasons. The best solution will be its ease of use to public transportation system. Public transport is the next way we will bring improvement to lives of many. Information will be provided to consumers hassle-free and allow them to focus on what is really important. The product concept called Google Transport, which is an essential add-on feature to an existing Google Map platform and is designed exclusively for those with public transportation. It's a fully integrated navigation tool that helps individuals to get from point A to point B using a wide variety of public transportation available today. The platform ties the passenger with an intended transportation source with a GPS to help solve the moment of struggle. All this under an already existing familiar interface that allows for real-time location tracking with GPS receiver embedded in their smartphone and another receiver installed in intended transportation source. This allows Google Map creates a dynamic solution for trip planning which changing in real time and incorporates all and known information related to traffic, congestion, vehicle delays, weather, and even crowd levels. This application will provide alternate sources such as Uber and Lyft. It all comes down to a specific set of circumstances for each individual and what is most important for them. Time, money, or safety, or all of that. And lastly, important feature, there is a way to pay for the fare and also the way to verify that payment by scanning the unique QR code that show up inside the application. During survey, potential customers were presented 3 different competing solutions. All of them are the solution for the target job to be done. The result of the survey defines 6 top most important attributes our solution will be based on. Brand reliability, time spent trip planning, time spent waiting on a transit source, dynamic trip planning, integrated payment capability, and crowdness. After running market simulations, it was clear that Google Transport was the best solution with over 65 responses compared to public transit sources and Apple Maps. Survey was success for the Google Transit solution, but now we need to find how to create a demand. First is brand loyalty. Nearly 70% of all smartphone users rely on Google Maps for navigation purpose, mostly with their personal vehicle. It means 7.7 billion people globally, and 3.5 billion of those had smartphones. It's an existing Google Transport penetration rate of 2.45 billion smartphone users that will have that add-on feature delivered directly to their phones with just simple Google Map application updates. Next is value-added integration customer needs for crystal clear based on the survey responses. They want the value-added integrated application allow them to maximize convenience and minimize time spent waiting and traveling. Lastly, switching benefits switching cost. Good news, Google Maps is free, so the only real cost for the customer is time and effort to learn how easy it is to use. The expectation is minimal, as most smartphone users are already familiar with the nature of the Google Maps platform. Ecosystem risk. What is ecosystem risk? Particular ecosystem risk comes from dependence on actual resources in the real world. First, risk associated with the software development necessary to the Google Transit. Second, reliance on a third-party hardware to provide vehicle location and contactless payment. And third, it's a public transit entities to provide us reliable access to data streams we needed. The highest risk items are related to the contact list or remote payment system and public transit entities conversion and reliability. Internal software development is already squared in a Google warehouse. An add-on Google Transit to an existing map platform should be rapid and simple addition to an experienced development team. Marketing channels to push Google Transit are already established and well developed. We expect to leverage the existing Google Map development and maintenance team. As for the payment method, Google already processed a lot of transactions every day. It means Google Transport will be another source for the routine transactions. In terms of medium risk, the GPS tracker must be installed and maintained on a transit vehicle, and data transmission must be paid for upfront periodically. It should be clear between Google Transit and transportation companies who is paying what share of this cost. More importantly, manufacturers have not maintained the hardware, so we must assume that occasionally we lose data feed from individual vehicle or perhaps the entire transit system. We need to mitigate this risk, but riskier and concerning the two-way communication necessary between payment station and Google Pay. A customer must be able to pay or swipe a vehicle pass with the signal going to Google, and Google must respond quickly with the status of the transaction with the signal going to the payment station. Down in payment station, either standing or receiving would disable payment capability on a transit vehicle and either stop vehicle or stop revenue collection. Finally, the public transit entities themselves are a large ecosystem. There are about 2,000 entities in the United States, and we have to approach each one separately and form an agreement separately. With public support, transit company is likely spend relatively small amount of money to upgrade usability of their service. However, individual officials or bureaucrats may have a huge amount of power to derail Google Transit adoption if they believe it's not service they want for their community. Privacy concern on transit vehicle location data, possible cost to the public, and duration of paperwork involved easily all be leveraged to and hold the entry to the given transit market. Thus, we must tailor our value proposition to individual community, to the individual transit company, and to the individual decision maker, with the funding and approval bodies to minimize the risk. Typical cost structure refers to the various type of expenses a business incurs, and it's typically composed of fixed and variable costs. As you can see, most of our costs are variable, and our expenses are composed of research and development, intra-Google data center operation support, real-time data cost, free consulting services provided to transit companies, sales and marketing. After the first year, we expected that our cost will be reduced due to no more research and development required. The most basic point about the importance of revenue is that without it, your company cannot earn a profit and stay viable in the long run. In order to justify fixed and variable expense, we performed a 5-year revenue analysis. There are about 9.9 million public transit trips a year and about 70% Google Map users. We built our 5-year revenue analysis with the simple assumption of the annual growth rate of 2.5%. As you can see on the chart, within 5 years, revenue from the advertising will grow from 125 million to 3.5 billion. Such a big jump in revenue is a signal that service is growing and our service will be able to generate more sales over the time as the service is promoted and expanding audience. All other sources of revenue will be growing within 5 years as well. A business profit and loss statement shows you how much money your business earned and lost within a period of time. We built 2 years profit and loss statement with the different scenarios. For our best scenario, we assume that the market penetration will be at 100%, and for the worst, it will be only 50%. Analysis show that after 2 years, we will have at least 22% profit margin or even higher, only at 50% market penetration. After all research and analysis, we believe that Google Transport is a truly innovative solution and will provide several revenue streams as well as will be a reliable source for our customers. Thank you for taking time and watching our presentation. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. It was a great pleasure to work with my team for the last 30 weeks, and I hope that the board of directors will consider the opportunity with Google Transit add-on application. Thank you.